Welcome to Yoga for Mountain Bikers with Soul Connection. Today's class is all about supporting the hips. Come into a comfortable position with the legs. I'd like the calves crossed, feet wrapping around the thighs. Bring the hands down onto the tops of the knees and close the eyes down. Take a steady breath in and a steady breath out. Each time you exhale, I want you to bring your focus into the creases where the thighs and the hips meet. Try and relax into that area a little more each time you breathe out. Three more breaths here. Good, last exhale. Inhale, blink the eyes open. Reach the arms out in front of you, palms touching. Take your right hand out to the side, make a stop sign with the fingertips facing the ceiling. Really push through the heel of the hands here and then spread the fingers and thumbs wider. I'm going to take the opposite hand out to the side, make that same stop sign. Heel of the hands push away from each other's fingers and thumbs spread wide, pushing out right from the breastbone, center of the body here. Wrap the fingers down into the palms, thumbs on top, turn the knuckles down. Lengthen the arm bones away from you as you circle the wrists through one direction and then round through the other. Release that work. You're going to bring your arms into cactus or goalpost. As you inhale, send the arms up to the ceiling, palms meet. And as you exhale, squeeze the arms down. So imagine you're doing like a lat pull down in the gym. So you want to contract through the shoulders, the biceps, maybe even into the triceps. The elbows squeezing down to the waist. Good. Last two here. Really nice. Release the arms off, give them a little shake. Just going to turn side on for you here. We're going to bring our feet together, soles of the feet together. Have the ankles ahead of the knees here. Have them close enough that you can take the hands to the opposite ankles. Try and relax here. So if you feel your knees are really hugging up towards your ribs, you might want to take some blocks or blankets and pop them underneath the thighs, relaxing the thighs out wide. Good. With hands on opposite ankles, you're going to curl your chin down in towards your chest, arching the upper spine, let the head go. As you inhale, look up, roll up, right arm lifts to the ceiling, exhale, it sweeps back. As you inhale, circle it up, find the ankle, curl the chin to chest. Opposite side, breathing in, you open, find that twist. Exhale, rounding out here. I'm going to move side to side here. I'm just praying right now that the storm that is threatening isn't going to come to fruition. It seems every day at the moment in Bali we're getting a good tropical storm. One more either side. So you feel that nice extension and flexion through the spine. Left hand comes down, chin curls into chest. Inhale, look up. Bring the hands to the outside of the knees and draw them in. I'm going to come over into tabletop position here. Feel free to grab something to cushion the knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Starting with the right leg, sole of the foot lifting towards the ceiling. You're going to press that sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Then bring the knee out to the side, trying to keep your knee as high as the ribs. Draw the knee down to the floor. Send the knee back and push the foot up. But you go ahead on the right side. I'm going to swap sides so you can see me a bit clearer here. Sole of the foot presses up, knee sweeps out to the side, rib height. It comes round towards that front elbow, knee sweeps back, foot pushes up, and you repeat. So you can think of it like drawing big smooth circles with that kneecap. Opposite direction. And just notice here how much work you're needing to do to stabilize through the pelvis. You're going to bring that knee down, you're going to swap sides. Working to keep the hips and the torso still. Keep pushing the floor away with the heel of the hands. Opposite direction. Good. Rest that knee all the way down. Sit back on the heels. Interlace fingers and thumbs. Roll out through the wrists. I'm going to come over into a squat position. I like to bring support under my heels. I need your heels to be in contact with something, so not floating. We're looking for release here. If the heels are lifted, the muscles won't relax. Ideally toes pointing forwards, but if they need to externally rotate, that's fine. Hands come to prayer position, thumbs as close to the sternum as possible. So when we're tight here in the hips, in the adductors, pose is going to look like this. What I'm asking you to do is try and drive the tailbone down, lift the ribs, lift the collarbones. Good. Temptation is going to be here to use the elbows to open the legs. Can you use the strength of the adductors to open the legs, the knees? Good. We're breathing here for 3, 2, 1. And you're going to nod your right knee down towards the mat. So it's internal rotation of the hip, and then the opposite side. Good. Let me face towards you so that you can see that a little better. So we're tapping one knee down. Good. Your heels will be connected with the floor, a blanket or a block. Just moving side to side. I know it's quite challenging. Good. Take one more either side. Good. Release that work there. Bring your hands down onto the mat. We're going to take a step back into downward facing dog here. Pedal out through the heels, working with the breath. So as you exhale, one heel goes down, and as you inhale, the other heel goes down. Thinking about lifting through the navel, drawing those sitting bones, the backs of the glutes here up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to come back into those hip rotations. So starting with your right leg, lift the leg up, bend the knee, and a nice big even smooth circles. What you're likely to feel here is that the weight distribution in the arms changes, go through the opposite direction. Can you keep the weight distribution equal? Lower the leg. Inhale, opposite leg lifts, bend the knee. Find those rotations here. And allow yourself to notice the difference between the two sides, opposite direction. Does it feel tighter, more challenging on one side? Lower that foot all the way down. Good. Now walk the hands back to the feet. Drop your sit bones a little lower to the mat, and then roll up to stand. Bring the hands to the chest. Come on up to the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart. Bring the hands to the chest. Inhale, reach the arms out wide, up high. Exhale with soft knees, forward fold. Fold the knees enough that the hands can touch, head releases. Inhale, straighten the legs, hands to shins. Roll the shoulders forwards and down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straight legs. Squeeze navel to spine. Exhale, fold. Let the head go. Inhale, halfway lift. Roll the shoulders forwards and down. This time, exhale, step your left leg back, lower the knee to the floor. As you inhale, push through the front foot, raise the arms to the ceiling, stack the shoulders over the wrist. As you stack the shoulders, draw the tailbone down, find some opening here in the hip flexors on your left leg. Exhale, long body, bring the hands down to the floor. We're stepping back to plank. Options to lower the knees or not. Body comes down to the floor. Inhale, squeeze the elbows to spine. Draw the ribs off the floor. No pressure in the hands at all here. Tuck toes, push glutes back to heels, and then push glutes to ceiling. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and take a breath out. Inhale, look forwards, step your left leg forwards, lower the back knee. Push the floor away with the front foot, raise the arms, tuck the tailbone under, lift the pelvis. Exhale, plant the hands, we're going to step forwards as we inhale, halfway lift, roll the shoulders forwards and down. Exhale, fold. As you fold, can you lift the sit bones just a little bit? Good. We're going to roll to stand from here on an inhale. Sink the tailbone down first, and then roll on up to stand. Reach the arms up. Exhale, long body to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Collarbones lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keep the weight even in the feet. Inhale to lift, legs are straight. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right leg back. Lower the knee. Reach the arms up. Good. Tuck the tailbone under. This time we're going to let this front knee slide forwards, extending past the ankle. Back glutes are squeezing and engaging to protect the back. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to plank. Collarbones lift forwards, heels back. Lowering down to the mat with or without the knees. Inhale, cobra, the hands are light, strong back, strong glutes. Exhale, butt to heels. Downward facing dog. I've lost my cushion now. Alright. Soupy's got a bit of a thing for noses, so I'll probably get bitten in a moment. Inhale, raise the right leg up. Exhale, step it forwards. If you haven't got a dog in the way, you're going to lower your back knee down to the mat. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, that front knee extends past the ankle. Squeeze the back glutes. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step forwards, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your downward facing dog, please. I would go for feet at least hip width apart, but you can take it wider or more narrow. Maybe just have a little play right now and see what feels good for you. Press the first finger and thumb firmly into the mat. Push the mat away. Inhale, look forwards. We're going to step on right leg forwards. Back foot, 45-degree angle. Left arm, sweep it forwards. Reach it back. Palms facing the floor. Wrists in line with shoulders. We're in warrior two. Bring your front hand to the inner thigh and externally rotate the thigh flesh, sinking down into your warrior two. So notice my shoulders stay right over my hips here, gazing along the front fingertips. Press into the back heel. As you exhale, the front forearm lands on the front thigh, super light. Back hand sweeps down to the floor, up past your ear, and then spin your ribs so that your top pecs are facing towards the ceiling as best you can. Make this front hand really light. Good. Inhale, 2 straight legs. Bring the hands to hips. Turn your heels in and your toes out. Bring one hand to your pelvis and then the back of the opposite hand to your low back. So I want you to try and keep the tailbone tucked under as you exhale. Come into horse stance. Inhale, raise the arms. We're going to stay in the squat. Palms meet. And then drop the palms behind the head, squeezing the elbows towards each other. Keep this bottom part of the rib driving down to the hip bone. We're breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. All right, warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Left toes forwards, right foot 45-degree angle. Find that lunge in the front leg. Left hand inner thigh, externally rotate the thigh flesh, sink the weight down. Palms down, wrists in line with shoulders. Can you get a feeling of more work into the back leg here by pressing into the back heel? So can you see what happens in the quad and the calf? Bring your front forearm onto the front thigh. Sweep your back arm down towards the floor, up past the ear, the ribs follow. Look up underneath that top elbow. And keep this front knee open. It's going to want to slide in. Don't let it. Good. Next, inhale, rise up. 2 straight legs, hands to hips. Turn the heels in, toes out. Front hand to pelvis, back hand to lumbar spine. Tailbone tucked under. Exhale, come down into your horse stance. Good. This time coming into reverse prayer behind the back. So folding, let me spin round for you. Folding the hands, either elbow to elbow, palm on palm, or 2 palms together. Keep tucking the tailbone under. So a friend of mine calls this Pink Panther rather than Donald Duck. Might need to draw the front ribs down towards the hips as well. Inhale, rise up. Take a little wiggle. Turn your toes to face the front of the mat. Step on up. And take a little walk side to side. Okay. I'm going to play with a bit of balance work here. So find your feet in a comfortable position, whatever works for you. And you're going to raise your left leg out using the hands. Let's bring the hands to prayer position first. Left leg lifts up, lift it as high as you can. Hip flexor strength. Now cross that ankle over the opposite thigh. Open the hip, squeeze the glutes. Everything's an option from here. So whoop, stay here or begin to sit down. So I want you to imagine you're sitting into the saddle of your bike. Keep your body upright, keep your gaze forwards. If there's more than that, the elbows come to the instep and the knee. It's a really good hip stretch. If there's more than that, relax the arms in front of the shins and fold over the legs. It's going to increase the stretch. This might be one that you just work up to over a period of weeks. Let the head go. We're going to come out the way we went in. Bringing the hands back to prayer, elbows to instep and knee. A nice upright body. Oof. Lift that knee up. Okay, straight, strong, standing legs. Squeeze the glutes. Press the sole of the foot towards me. Kick me away with the sole of the foot. Good. Think how strong the hip flexors and the glutes are right now. I know it's great, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. I remember when I first started that pose, my leg was about here. So if this is you, it's absolutely fine. It's just a case of gradual progression. Opposite leg lifting now, so right leg lifting. Engage the standing leg, so work the glutes, trying to go saggy in that standing leg. Good. Ankle across the thigh, and then direct that knee out and away. So already you're getting a stretch through the adductors, a little bit here, a little bit into the front of the hip, pelvis. Good. Exhale, sit the weight back. Keep the body nice and upright. Good. Maybe elbows come to instep and knee. Good. And if this is enough, this is a pretty big stretch. Stay here. If you just want to have a play, relax the arms in front of the shins and then roll the body down, kind of ragdoll style. Let the head go. So you're not taking weight into the hands, but you're just using them as support, a little bit like stabilizers on a bike. Although as my niece is showing me, I don't really do stabilizers more. She's got more some balance bike that my partner and I bought her for her birthday. Alright, bring the hands back to the chest. Elbows to instep, knee. Oh, this is a long hold, huh? Come all the way up. Ooh. Stand tall. Best bits to come. Press that foot away. Straight, strong, standing leg. Lift that foot up. 3, 2, 1. And release. Good. Walk that out. If you're not at the top of the mat, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sweep them wide. Sweep them all the way to the floor. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Roll the shoulders forwards and down. Exhale, take it back. Down dog. Take a breath here. Little check in with how you're feeling. Coming into the last couple of poses now. You might want to walk those heels out again here. Looking towards your hands, any way you can, you're going to come through to seated. Bring the legs out in front of you, feet hip width apart. And let's have your legs quite a distance from your hips, so a little bit longer than we might normally do in a tabletop position. Hands next to your hips, fingers forwards. So on an inhale, push through the feet and lift up. Anywhere above this is awesome. So eventually we want to try and bring our hips up level with our knees. Then the ribs lift up. I like to keep the chin tucked, but I have a bit of a weakness in the neck. But if you'd rather, you can send the head back and let the head go. Squeeze the glutes. Keep all 10 toes glued to the mat. Exhale, come down, hips back in line with hands. Turn the fingers out, heel of the hands in. Inhale, press up. Lengthen the thighs away as you squeeze the inner thigh, squeeze glutes. Press the floor away with the heel of the hands to lift the chest. And exhale, release the hips back to the hands. Last one. So for me, this is the most challenging. See how it feels for you. It's kind of really tight in my forearms, this one. Inhale, press the hips up. Lengthen thighs, squeeze glutes, squeeze inner thighs, press the ribs up. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Reach the arms out in front of you. Interlace fingers and thumbs, roll out the wrists. Good. We're going to come into our final pose here for our practice. It's called Happy Baby. We're going to take half Happy Baby. So grab your knees for me, please, and gently, with control, roll down onto your back. Set the feet down. I'd like you to lengthen your left leg away from you. Sole of the foot pressing away, toes to the ceiling. And now hug your right knee in towards you with a good squeeze. Good. Alright, with the knee bent, press the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. So however straight or bent the leg needs to be, we need to make sure the sole of the foot is directly facing the ceiling. Now right hand ideally comes inside the knee and outside the leg. And you're drawing that knee down in towards you. So eventually, maybe in this lifetime or the next, that knee would touch the floor. Left hand to the pelvis to keep the pelvis nicely rooted to the floor. Just notice how this feels. So for me, I really feel this on my right side in my hamstrings, so the recovering hamstring tear. It's about as good as it's going to get. It might be tighter for you in the hamstrings at the incision point, so up towards the glutes, or it might be very much in the hips or the knee. Breathing here. Release that ankle. Draw both knees in, wrap and squeeze. Little rock side to side. Lengthen the right leg down, toes facing ceiling. It's an active leg here. Good. Alright, keep the knee bent, unravel the left leg until the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. Left arm, ideally inside the right knee, outside the shin, ankle, maybe the foot. And then you're drawing that knee down towards the floor. Right hand, bring it to the hip and really squish that hip towards the floor. Keep the pelvis level. Now if your leg is doing some kind of crazy pulsating here from effort, I want you to just back off about 10%. So when your body goes into that trembling mode, it's called the stretch reflex. And it means that your body's actually tightening to protect you, so you're not going to get the benefit from the stretch. Hello, Suki. Alright, relax that leg down. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Bring your arms out by the side, let the knees roll into one another. Windscreen wiper, the knees side to side. Next time your knees come to the left hand side, let the knees stay on the left hand side. Sorry, I have a small dog creating mischief here. Let the knees come over to the right hand side. Back to center. Let's keep the knees bent and the knees internally rotating, so feet hip width, mat width apart. Arms down by your side, palms facing the ceiling. And come back to the breath, noticing just a steady inhale and exhale. And as you breathe here for a couple of moments, notice how it feels in your hips in particular. Inhale, let the soles of the feet come together, knees drop out to the side. Just pausing here. Use the hands to draw the knees in towards each other. Hug the knees, wrap and squeeze. And then rock and roll yourself up to seated, please. Bring the hands to the chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice. I hope Suki Dog has improved the practice for you and not ruined it completely. She has so much trouble right now. Have an awesome day. Thank you for joining me. You have so much trouble. You have so much trouble. Your teeth are so bloody sharp. Ow! No, enough now.